Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm talking about The King in Black. So, this was the follow-on series from Absolute Carnage, and it ended a couple of months ago now. So I've only just got around to finishing this series. As I did with Absolute Carnage, I've read as many of the tie-ins as possible. So overall, I mean, it's a good series. I mean, it's annoying because I really loved Absolute Carnage. Null is good enough in The King in Black. He's scary to the point that he needs to be, but there was never a real fear, to be honest. Not like there was for me in Absolute Carnage. I truly felt that the heroes in Absolute Carnage were overwhelmed and that they wouldn't be able to defeat him. And yet in The King in Black, you've got the god of symbiotes, and it never for one minute felt like they were completely against the odds, which was a bit of a shame. But it sets up some really interesting stuff for Venom going forward. So there's a couple of things in it, especially in issue 5, that they haven't tied up fully within the series. Now, obviously, there is the final sort of conclusion to the Venom arc of the Cates, Stegman, Mayer, and is it Martin? Yeah, Martin run. So I'll probably do a video on that because this is quite a thick book, and that's just one issue. So I think there's a lot that they're going to unpack in the issue 200. But overall, The King in Black is good. It's just, for me, it's a bit of a letdown compared to Absolute Carnage. For me, this series was fantastic, and I loved all 5 issues and all of the tie-ins. The tie-ins for this didn't feel like they were fully necessary. Some of them were, and I'm going to be completely blunt, boring. And they felt like a real chore to get through. One of the latest ones was the Valkyries. I think it was a Valkyries book. It had nothing to do with the story at all. There was no need for it. Just was in there just because. Why not? The Cloak and Dagger was good, but again, it didn't have anything to do with the story. The thing about the Carnage tie-ins was when you had like the Miles Morales tie-in, it actually shows what happened to Miles Morales and the consequences of that. Whereas you wouldn't necessarily need to see it in the main series. It's good to have the context. Whereas, like I said, the tie-ins for this, they weren't necessary. It was amazing seeing Flash Thompson again in, was it the final issue? And like I said, there's something that's been set up that I really hope that they continue through in that and actually have a conclusion for him. But overall, good, not great. One of the biggest things that's really lacked for me was the artwork. Now, don't get me wrong, Stegman's artwork usually fantastic, absolutely adore it. You know, on the main running Venom series, when he was on that, it was consistently good. But then when we got the Absolute Carnage, that number 1 of Absolute Carnage, you opened it up and it was so crisp, it was so clean, it was almost perfect art. It was kind of flawless. Now, if you compare that to The King in Black, it's still good, and it's still better than your average monthly, but it wasn't up to the standard of Absolute Carnage, which again is a bit of a shame. And nothing represents that more, to be honest, than King in Black number 2. Now, as I've already done a video of it, I'm only going to briefly touch upon it, but that to me, that's not good enough. It's too dark, you can't see what's going on. And like I said, to me, for what is essentially a headlining series of Marvel, that's a summer event, it's not good enough. Now that could be down to the printing, it probably is down to the printing, and that's down to Marvel. They need to make sure that everything they put out is on top of their game. This is not a cheap book. So why did they do it? But with all said and all done, I mean, I still think Donny Cates' run, like I said, I haven't read 200 yet, but Donny Cates' run has been fantastic. Null has been one of the greatest villains, I think, created in the modern time. It's a shame he wasn't as scary as he could have been, but it was good. It was just good. But I do say, if anyone wants to read a good Venom crossover, Absolute Carnage is one of the best series I've read in a very, very, very long time. I think when it came out last year, I was comparing it to, I've not read an ongoing event since, I say it was like House of M or Civil War, and it's been a very long time. Nothing has gripped me. So when Absolute Carnage came out, I was gripped, and I wanted to continue on. The way it ended, I was like, yes, this is going to be good. And I think I built it up maybe a bit too much for King in Black. And like I said, it was a slight letdown. But saying that, I mean, it's a great last few pages, I have to admit. Some of the last things you see, which I don't want to spoil for anyone, was incredible. It really was. But hey, I mean, I think if you're going to compare it to anything, it's like the Marvel Netflix TV series. You know, you've got some amazing ones like, for me, Jessica Jones, Daredevil. And then you had the Iron Fist. Now, I personally liked Iron Fist, but when you're comparing it to the others, it's like comparing Ferraris and Lamborghinis. They're really good, but you might have a preference. These are really good series, and compared to everything else, they're outstanding. But when you put out a book, or when you put out a series that's so good prior to what is essentially the main event, it brings that down a little bit, which is unfortunate. But, guys, if you have read King in Black, please let me know what you think. It's always good to hear from you guys. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you like what I do, because it really, really does help me out. And I'll see you all in the next one.